Okay, so if you've been following our channel, you would know that this job came into us with a very bad paint job, and the customer agreed to have it all done because it's a van they're keeping, converting. I think that it's a van that has obviously got some sentimental value maybe. We agreed with the customer that we would strip all the paint off because the paint job that had been done on it is so bad that it all reacted, and I actually showed some videos of how bad it was when we took it on. Also, there was a hell of a lot of filler and a lot of bad repairs on this one. So just to run you through what we're going to do on this now, we have now sanded back all the filler work, the old paint, exposed all the filler. We've panel pulled everything and put very thin skims of filler in just to make sure that it's never going to fail. We've rust treated everything, and now what we're going to do is a very long process with this one because we're going to epoxy prime it. Then we're going to flat the epoxy primer back, then we're going to high build it with 2K high build primer. Now, because the damage on this one was so bad and the customer wants to have a good job on it, we've decided to double prime this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to prime it with epoxy, high build it, then we're going to guide coat everything and block down all of the panels by hand. Once we've blocked down all of the panels, we're then just going to make sure there's no high or low spots, do a little bit more filler work where needed, and then give another full coat of high build primer all over the top of the van, and then block it down again. That will give the best results and the best finish for this one, and pretty much is going to be about 80-90% good on the filler work. The customer's happy with about 80%. We did give them some prices for having it 100%. They're happy with 80%, but it's going to be around 80 to 90%, I would say. And we're going to try and get the best finish we can for the customer. If we can get it 100%, then that's what we're going to do. But we are aiming for about 80 or 90 on the repairs. And that just means that you may see a couple of little ripples on them, but nothing really major when you look directly at the panel. It's more when you get down the side of the van that you may see a couple of ripples. But we're going to aim for 80% on this one. So when we actually started doing the arch on it, we found that it had been filled with about 2 inches of filler. We did get a video, so we will post that. But the customer basically told us to do what we need to and leave what we need to leave there. But actually, we've taken all the filler out. We had to, because when we saw what was going on with the arch, they'd actually filled over rust. And it was 2 inches caked in filler. They hadn't panel pulled it. And it looked like they'd welded a new arch on there as well. So we've now gone through it and tidied it all up, tidied all their welds up, and just made sure that it's going to be a good job. You can see all the overspray here as well from the previous paint job. So that's another big task that we have to do, is go through all the parts and see which are salvageable and which ones need to be replaced, because we're going to try and clean a lot of it off and tidy it all up, but some of it may need to be completely replaced to do it right. So that's another job in itself, and that's probably about a day's work to go through all the parts and clean them off and reorder ones that need to be replaced. You've even got overspray all up on the inners of the arches, which isn't great. So yeah, once you've got the outside done on this one, we're then going to take all the doors off, and this is going to have the shell painted and all of the doors completely separately. So follow along, let us know what you think in the comments. Would you do this to your van?